Chicken! 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 This white one's very greedy. Just give him some last night's leftover chips.
That's the worst one.
Yeah. It's nice to know you've worn it out though, isn't it? This is where you end up breaking your own windows. Oh, it smells like block. So, bit of an odd one for you here. We have these airbags coming down, and if you leave them on the floor in forklift traffic, you can just run on it with a forklift and it wants to tear it off. It literally is like treading on your curtains at home and pulling it all off the rail. And somebody's ran on it this morning and not told me. So I'm just fixing that now. I've just fixed it just now. This is what I'm up to. So if I had free hands, I'd show you. But basically it's a big hairdryer with a funny end. You put that between the skins and then roll it as you go, just so it sort of melts together, and you press it together with a roller. I'll show you. So if you get your material, I'll just hold it with a roller. This can get very hot. Give it a few seconds. And that's how I bond it together. So if you get any problems or tears and splits, just like you would a tarpauling on an easy sheet. So now that's repaired, I'm going to pop it back in place now. I should seal air now. Turn the taps on. 1.2 minutes later, it should be what's the pressure? I thought something was wrong because it just wasn't filling up. I just wondered who owns up to it. It might be quicker than 1.2 minutes. It's actually filled it super fast now. It's not blowing all the air straight out the bottom. Oh, that's splendid. Good, job done. It's been a handy set this. It's far, far cheaper than getting somebody on call to do a 5-minute repair. And I keep a bit of material just for patching. And I'll put those up here. Ready for the next time. So Jason's just going through it, making sure it's all tip top.
I'm ready for the new season.
It'd be nice to finish this one first, though. There's nothing particular, is there? Just lots of wear and tear.
Yeah, just preventive maintenance more than anything. Making sure it's nice and everything's clean. Back generators are all clean, so it runs 100% performance then.
The chains are auto tension, aren't they?
No, they're tension at the bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's two 10mm bolts at the bottom there. 110 bolts
Okay.
on the slider. And that just pulls it down. Down here.
Were they bad?
No, tension's all good. It only carries a chain, it doesn't really go much further than that.
Now, when you start seeing it stripped down, you realise what bits need tweaking, but whilst it's going, you take it for granted that it's going.
Groove out there. There's a groove then coming in both lines, look. And what that does, that sits, and then eventually it takes away the bush.
So you almost need to unbolt it and turn it and then...
That, or just WD-40 and blow it out instead of greasing. Because when all grease does, it becomes a grinding paste. So some of these are quite... And then this side is the other way. Where
just really ball ending it.
Where nothing's happened, it's just, you can see the...
Oh, I thought they were new ones.
No. They're the old ones. That one don't even turn.
My God, it's all scored up, isn't it?
That don't even turn. Like.
So there's a lot of fine soil around, or not soil, dust. And so it's basically getting wet and dried whilst it's working. I'm shocked by that.
That one don't even turn.
Yeah.
And that one, that's the same. So we just as a priority, we just change them. I'll let you see it there. Where it just grooves it away. And then once that gets in there, that then wears the brass collar out. And then and these are for your arms on your gripper head. So when we're asking for the gripper head to go boom like that, that's where it locks. Where when you get the slop in them, it starts ripping the bags because the timing's changed.
You can't. I'm just saying, you can get adapters to put them there and grease them.
So it's not the worst one.
Yeah. It's nice to know you've worn it out though, isn't it? Come well tooled up. It's bot racking. It's quite cool stuff. Day 2 stitcher this time, which is gone. Just shows how keeping an eye on things can save time. Because it's so well guarded in, you wouldn't know, would you?
No. So when I strip the S9, just check it all over.
I'll have a look at that in a moment. All the V-tracks out and they're just checking the bearings at the back. Taking the string off. So this is a big lump of a stitcher. You say you can do a needle bush or guide or something?
Yeah, so basically just check everything over, make sure everything's okay. One of the main things is the looper guide. So the looper is controlled by the thickness of a piece of paper in measurements. And if you get any movement at all and wear, and then all of a sudden you'll start breaking the cotton all the while. So I do like to just give it a good clean out and look over it.
Because we can't take any of these guards off, so we don't actually appreciate how grubby it's getting.
Yeah. So bearing in mind everything is, we'll go through it, but everything is set by the thickness of a piece of paper. All this material wedged in between each factor can take the settings out of. Yeah, starting to wear in there. So there's a threaded bolt with a nut on it, but that bolt eventually snaps.
Nice.
And then you lose the pressure, but you can see where it's all
Oh, you devil.
So when you're trying to get your chain through here, you see?
Yeah, so that's making it grippier than it needs to be grippier.
Well, you'll lose the grip because the teeth will always go through the same part.
So you put new teeth on to make it pull through better,
Yeah, but then
that's gripping the paper.
Fundamental thing with these is people think there's something quite wrong with it, and all they'll do is wind the foot pressure on.
I didn't even know that's what that did.
Yeah. So they'll wind the foot pressure on when it's nothing to do with that.
So if there's a stickers there saying wind on for 4 foot pressure, we'd probably have done it.
Yeah, well, that's why we don't put stickers on them. Yeah, so it's pushing against it.
So that's just a thicker bit of paper. It's actually feeding the object.
And then on the other side, what you're supposed to do, 2 pieces of paper together, and then that should hold there. And if that holds there, like that, you can just feel you feel that, you'll feel just the pressure pulling away from it. Yeah? So basically, that pusher then pushes against that needle, it can't push it any further. So that's a guide, and that's the pusher. And then that allows the looper to go through there clearly. If you don't go through clearly, you get the loop as the needle comes back. And then as the looper goes to go through, if it's too far to the right hand side, it'll cut the cotton.
So Jake and Josh has got this going now. It's going like an absolute sewing machine. So I'm absolutely delighted. I never dreamt it'd have the wear and tear they've found. And you can sort of gauge that by my little heap of bits and bobs here. And hopefully that'll keep that going for another good, well, it will certainly do another year, but trouble-free motoring for a year. just shows how mild it's getting when stock feed, which has been out here for maybe, what, 3 weeks, is looking like that already. Crazy. So this guy takes 300 tonne a day, puts into stock feed. He says a lot of it at the minute is washed packing grade. So I've just moved the digger up to another yard and I'm just looking at this. So here we have quite a low, probably the most low-lying field in the area. You can see that water's within, actually it's within 6 inches of the soil surface. This is all drained, but the land drains are trapped. They only go to here. And if you remember last year, I dug this down, trying to find the block in the land drain. It goes across to that building there, that little wood shed. The pipe's damaged in that bit. So the water's backed up, pressuring out the ground down here. And that is the water sock level. What I need to do is dig down to that pipe, let the water go, sort the pipe out and then backfill it. The ditch it's going to is just there. So I'm going to dig that out, let the water go, and then I can uncover that pipe. But rather frustratingly, there's a mains water pipe going for every one of these holes. Now I've took a little trench from there to there. I'm going to have to dig that bit out now there to let the water go. I'm quite conscious a good digger operator will be able to do that without doing it crossways, but I wouldn't put myself in that category, especially with a lever what's broken off on the stub. Quick explanation of why land drain is troublesome in this area. So when you drop the chainsaw of the trencher in and you come across a 30-foot bog oak, it's not conducive to keeping levels. You can chop through them, but it takes time. And you get a jiggle in the pipe, so it's not ideal. I'll just wiggle that and then you'll see it a bit better. Just let that water go now. You can see the main water pipe there. It's their own main water pipe, so it's not, you know, public. Where you end up breaking your own windows. The timber in there then. So there's the little cheeky pipes I dug out last summer. So basically I'll dig through to the ditch there and redo it, because somewhere either there to there is all the problem. Saying that, when I exposed the pipe there was still nothing coming through, and it's exposed here, so until I dig it out I don't really know. Until this lot's gone anyway. So hopefully it'll drain that puddle across. Let's look at this little bit of old wood here. So a few years ago, Cambridge University came out and carbon dated some of these bog oaks, and they are 2000 BC, so that's 4,000 years old. Isn't that incredible? And yet the wood is absolutely saturated. I mean, the smell, I can't put the smell into, can't pull anything off. Oh, it smells like block toilet. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So I'm just turning the very last dregs of the sugar beet heap. And then we'll spread it on this field. Probably just before summer. But my God, it hums! This is kind of this is the glorious bit of sugar beet. My God, the smell, it is barking. So just trying to turn it to introduce a bit of oxygen into the mix to help it break down and get it composting. Yeah, this machine's going to stink for the next few months now. So in here is about 50% soil, 50% bits of broken beet. It's part and parcel of having a sugar beet cleaner. You kind of got to get it out. So it's just one of those things you just put up with. We're getting a really good mix on this. You can see in that bucket, it's a bit gooey. So have a quick scrape up and call it Friday night. Chicken! Chicken! Oh, chips.